Welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where Rocky actually tripped on his way up the art museum steps and had to cancel his fight with Apollo Creed. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking not about Rocky, but we're talking about the new Sacha Baron Cohen film called The Dictator, comedy.
And we have some news. I think...
Well, Thursday?
Okay. Thursday, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. Thursday we will be doing a video game review of the new Diablo 3.
Yep, really popular game. Before we get to news, always reach out to us on Twitter at @EpicGeekOut. Also, send in any emails that you have, suggestions, fans@epicgeekout.com.
You could like us on Facebook, and you could subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, that news, Chad.
Go ahead.
No, it's yours. You deserve full credit for getting us there.
We talked about it last week, so it's not really.
Yeah, I guess it's not too much.
But we are going to Philadelphia Comic-Con in, I guess, next weekend when you're seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be another week of episodes, but then we'll be going to Comic-Con. So if anyone out there watching this lives in the Philadelphia area, is going, feel free to email us, fans@epicgeekout.com. Let us know if you're going. We can meet up, have a few drinks, geek out a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to be there all weekend. I guess what my thought of the news was we are actually got press passes to go. We're on their website, official, right there with MTV and Comcast. So I've certainly been geeking out about this since we've heard it's really cool to see our name in print on the website. So we're going to go and really try to do everything while we're there. I mean, really experience our first Comic-Con. So again, like he said, if you're in the area, if you're going, we'll just be in the Philadelphia area too. So I'm sure we'll be doing stuff outside too.
Yeah, and we'll have we're going to be shooting live from there. Well, not live, but we'll be shooting at the episode on site. So look for that. In 2 weeks, you'll be seeing some episodes about our experiences there and some cool stuff, I guess.
So we're pumped for that. Hope you guys are too. And let's get into our review of The Dictator. So we just got back from seeing The Dictator. Stars Sacha Baron Cohen, Ben Kingsley, and a lot of bit players throughout. Some different comedians throughout it, but no one really too big of a star. Is really him. Oh, I guess Anna Faris. Yeah, she was in it. So basically, it is a scripted movie. I think that's the thing to say, because the advertising sort of made it seem like it could be him as the dictator going up to like the New York cops, people like that.
It's more like the Ali G movie. Right?
It is.
It's more scripted.
Yeah, it definitely is. So it's a scripted movie that follows the life of a dictator who got put in as the dictator at 7 years old of a North African country, and
doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist, thank God, because the movie would have been so much worse, like unpolitical correctness. If the place did exist, and his exploits, he has to come to the UN in New York to have a speech, and things happen. I don't want to give too much away of the little plot that there is, but Chad, what do you think of it?
Well, I liked Borat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I cracked up. I mean, this humor is so wrong, but I liked it.
I cried in Borat.
Yeah, it was really funny, but that's because I didn't really know what to expect from it. Bruno hated because it was just, I didn't think it was as funny. It was really awkward humor.
And it was like weirdly staged. Like it was trying to be real, but it seemed fake.
And I was expecting a lot from Borat for that. So again, low expectations going to this. But it was pretty funny. I thought it was, the thing I was worried about most was that all the funny stuff was in the trailers, and the stuff that was in the trailers wasn't funny in the movie because it was replayed so much, and you just knew it was going to happen. But there was a good bit of other funny stuff that wasn't from the trailers, but a lot of that stuff they couldn't have put in trailers because it was very offensive. But I thought there was enough of other stuff to make it worthwhile seeing. I mean, it's just more the same, that offensive humor that's not politically correct, coming at different races, dirty jokes, stuff like that. It's definitely, it's got its little niche, I think, because I don't know of many other movies that go that hard at so many controversial topics. So it definitely is more of that. So if you didn't like that, then from the other two movies, you're not gonna like it from this. But it was enjoyable experience. I mean, I wouldn't rush out to see it, but it was enjoyable. A lot of older people,
weird.
parent.
We've hit some
kid.
weird times. I think maybe we're going to see movies because, like, there is a kid in it, and
People that
don't
were
take your kids to
theaters.
go see this movie. I mean, it's rated R for a reason.
One like really old parents with their kids our
very
age,
weird.
which was weird.
I remember when my parents said that they saw Borat. I was disgusted just to even know that they saw that movie. Like,
and there's
God
nothing.
forbid I saw
there's
it with
nothing
them.
as bad as some of the stuff in Borat, but there's some bad stuff.
They do.
And
They try to have a moment, but it didn't have the same effect because I think you're now going into it after, at least for us seeing Borat,
right?
That the shock value was so large for the first one that it was just
it's hard to overcome that.
Yeah.
But overall, it was. I thought it benefited from the writing ahead of time. A lot of the jokes were funny. That I think a lot of the improv stuff from Bruno, they realized, this isn't. They had to write some of that stuff from Bruno, so that's why it did seem a little fake. So I'm glad that they kind of just said, okay, we're just going to write the whole thing, make it a movie, because it was funny and I mean it's offensive, but
it's certainly offensive. I really mirror how you feel about it. I laughed a lot. Sometimes I was the only person laughing at a joke, which made me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
But there was this woman sitting a couple seats next to me, and I mean, she was just like, "Oh my God, you said that!" Like the entire time, and like you're going into a Sacha Baron movie. Like if you've seen one of these commercials, you know what it's like.
And they don't hold
the
back
extended
on
part of
anything.
the helicopter.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it was so contrived, but
they don't
even
shy away from any topic.
Yeah,
like they come at all dictators that have been around the past few years. Like they sort of praise them a little bit.
Wow,
they also come at world events that have been very.
Well, it starts with a dedication. So,
yeah,
I mean,
it's definitely it doesn't shy away from that. Which, I mean, I guess you have to say.
But then also, like...
You have the balls to do that, but...
it didn't reach that level of, like, social satire where, like, it made this big, like, poignant, gesture. I think they attempted to do that at the end with his speech.
Sure.
But I don't think it reached the level of, we were laughing this whole time. We really need to look at ourselves as a reflection. It never hit that part to me. But it was an enjoyable movie. Like, it wasn't... I mean, if you get offended by things easily, don't see it because you are certainly not going to enjoy it, and you're going to be judging the people who are laughing in the theater. Because really, there were very offensive jokes in the movie, and it was kind of like the jokes were all following the same thread, and like the whole like love story was like so utterly predictable. I mean, it's so.
I mean, you're seeing it for the jokes, you're not seeing it for the plot.
Yeah, but I would have liked a little better. Well,
that's like why Borat was so good, because the plot was like funny. The plot itself was funny, along with the jokes. This where the
I think
plot of this was like
the unsuspecting people in Borat is what made that crazy good. But you can't do that anymore because he's become more of a household name. So, but I would say if you're looking, I mean, there's not too many other comedies. If you like Borat and don't mind offensive humor. Again, we want to stress that it was a bit offensive.
We're not the best people probably to ask because we're not offended easily, I guess. But do you think it's getting to the point where it's in poor taste? Like,
nah.
Like
I don't think
it's like obviously he does it as a joke, so you have to think of it from that mindset. But I could see some people really taking it offensively, obviously.
Yeah.
But just at this point, it's like how much is too far? Like they're going like there's a couple 9/11 shots in the. Like, is that too far,
Well, they never, like, directly made, like, a 9/11, like...
Well, they said 9/11, but...
But it was about, something... Like, they kind of did it a little witty, like, the way... What they were talking about. So, and it was just to, kind of mask it. So, I mean, they...
Well, I mean, they talk about flying planes into the Empire State Building. Yeah, but, like, do you think... Like, they never directly referenced the events, but...
Well, the people thought that he was talking about that, but, yeah, like, on
I don't
the
know, like,
commercials.
is that... I don't know. Is there a point when that's...
I don't know. And not any really of the races or people that was made fun of in the movie.
Right, exactly.
So I don't know. Exactly. I am not the right person to say that. I mean, that would be interesting to know. I mean, I wasn't offended really by anything. I mean, but I also I actually expected...
You expect it going in.
I actually expected it worse. Like, I was I thank God that like they didn't visit like the 9/11 like memorial or anything crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how far he was going to push it.
Right.
And so I was actually expecting much worse, where it was just words with stuff. So I actually expected it to be worse than it was, but it's still for someone
I mean, there's some bad
it could cross the line
in there.
But I mean, if you like the humor, I'd say check it out.
It's definitely like it's definitely very specific niche. So it's if you're gonna seek this movie out, you're gonna probably like it. And it's hard to kind of review in that aspect of like, is it a good movie? I mean, it's entertaining if you like that offensive humor.
I don't think it was well shot. I don't think it had good story, like a good story.
You don't go into
not
it
necessarily good acting, but you laughed. So,
right.
I mean, take that for what it is.
I guess the best sentiment to the movie is that I laughed more than I thought I would because there was other funny stuff in it, and I'm not easily offended, I guess.
Yeah. So
that is the Dictator.
Yeah.
It's something. Let's just say that.
Leave some posts if you saw it and how offended you were on a scale of 1 to 10, because I'd be
interested to see.
Really interested to see other people's opinions on it.
Well, that's all for another episode of Epic Geek Out. Now we are going to give our geek thanks for the day. Rob, take it away.
I am thankful for a free app that I recently downloaded. It's called Halftone, and basically what it'll do is you can take a picture on it, or what everyone I would suspect does is have pictures that you've taken on your phone, and you can create them into kind of a comic book look. You can add like little like a panel of a comic book, and you can add like quote bubbles, and like it saves the date from when you took the picture, so it already dates it. You can caption it. I recently went ziplining with my family and got some shots because ziplining kind of looks like Spider-Man in a sense. So like my niece is like upside down, so like it was awesome. Like a perfect like just little thing, and the kids were like, "Oh, it's like the Avengers," which makes me feel like a kid, and anything like that is just kind of cool to me. So I've been using that recently, and it's really just fun to be able to put a little thought bubble above someone's head and put words in their mouth. So check it out. You can upgrade it and get some more like tones like in Instagram, or you could just edit a picture in Instagram and then edit it again in this. So you really don't have to buy anything. So that's what I've been doing, at least. So check it out. It's free. So
cool. I'm going to also thank an app, oddly enough. The app I'm going to thank is called OmniFocus. It's an iPhone app, but also an iPad app, and also a Mac app. So it's all three. They all sync together, which is awesome. But it's basically a task management app, productivity, and sounds stupid, but really has helped me keep track of things that I got to do lately.
It's good.
Which is always a good thing. You're looking at me judging them. But it is. It's awesome. You can create projects. So, I have a couple different categories, just miscellaneous stuff, work stuff, Epic Geek Out stuff. And you just quickly take down notes, which go into your inbox of what you need to do, and then you can go through and categorize them, search for different things. It actually syncs to a cloud service that is free through the OmniFocus group. But the Omni group is a software development company that does a lot of stuff for Mac and the iOS platform. But really cool if you guys are looking for a good task management thing. It's awesome. It is a little pricey, on the pricey end. It's a $20, I believe, $20
it was free
iPhone app. And it's also $40 on the iPad, which is a lot.
Jesus.
But you don't need the iPad app. And then the Mac app, I believe, is like $100 or something. Very expensive, but is awesome. And it's a great thing. And I feel more productive already.
Mine makes you look like you're in a comic, but I'm just kidding.
Touche. All right, so we'll be back Thursday with another episode of Epic Geek Out. We're going to be talking about Diablo 3, which we're excited about. There is a movie out this weekend that we didn't see, but Rob is going to see it this week.
Battleship.
So maybe we'll do like an Epic Extra with little comments from you.
Sure. Yeah.
Battleship. We were obviously looking more forward to seeing The Dictator, so we chose that instead.
We had to choose. In this movie extravaganza that is this summer, it was our first choice, and we went with The Dictator. So,
cool. So we will see you guys Thursday.
Yeah,
Thanks
check
for
it out.
watching this episode of Epic Geek Out.